Hi, I'm Mary with Prince William Public Library, and I'm going to demonstrate 3 types of hand hem stitches. So this is going to be worked from right to left, and as you can see, I've turned down so that there's a clean edge, no raw edge there. And I have my thread knotted, so I'm going to go ahead and put the needle in between the turn down edge. And now we're going to do the blind stitch. So the first stitch is kind of locking them together, the two sides of fabric, and then after that you're doing the blind stitch. So just 1 or 2 threads on the garment side, and then you come up in the hem edge, and then you do it again, 1 or 2 threads, and barely catch on each side. You're basically kind of barely catching on each side. Oh, by the way, I did use red thread so that you could see what I was doing today, because otherwise, if the thread matched, it probably wouldn't be visible. So this is what we're doing, just a little bit of catch on each side, and then it's just barely showing up on the outside. Okay, we're at the end here. So what you need to do is just basically take one more little piece of stitch in the garment side and then come through the hem side, and I just do a couple of back stitches to lock the stitch. And if you could also use a stitch, it kind of ends up being like you're weaving 2 sides of fabric together, especially like if you were doing it for, to close an opening, like on a decorative pillow. Like you might have to take the cover off and clean something, clean the cover, and then you want to put it back on. So you don't see it on this side very much. So there's the blind stitch. And now we're going to do, the catch stitch. So catch stitch is worked from left to right. The last one we did from right to left. So I've already got my knot in my thread, as you can probably see there. And we're going to put it up under at the edge where you turn under for the clean edge for the hem side. And then you will want to just catch a little bit there and make sure the thread is over the needle. I guess I prefer to say that keep the needle under the thread when you're doing it. So here we go with the catch stitch. So needle is under thread, then we do another one, just a little catch, and needle under the thread, and you'll kind of go across here pretty quickly. One thing to know about the catch stitch is that it has some give to it, some stretch. So it's really good if you're hemming something that's a little stretchy, like a knit or something like that. there's different types of hand sewing needles. This particular needle is called a sharp. The sharps come in different lengths. And there's also something called ballpoint needles. If you were sewing knit, you may want to get that type of needle. If you ask in like a fabric store or craft store, they'll probably be able to tell you which would be better for the particular job you're working on, or you could check out some of the many books we have on sewing from the library, and that would also help you. Okay, so here we are. And just one more stitch to anchor this. And now I'm going to just come over to the hem side, and I'll put in a couple of stitches, back stitches to tack it. So you can't really see anything on that side. So that's the catch stitch. Now we're going to do the the slip stitch. So the slip stitch is kind of, you're going to have your garment side turned back till it's about 1/8 of an inch shorter than the hem side of your fabric. And so you want to kind of hide your knot, in the little corner there. And then you want to come across and barely pick up a thread or two, and then come across, and you can pick up more than a thread or two on the hem side. It's not going to show, so it's fine. And then you just keep going across. So if you can see what's going on here, the stitching is all covered by the hem side on the inside, and then on the outside you can't really see the stitches. So okay, and just one more stitch here, and one more stitch here, and there we go. And you just, on the inside of the hem, just run a couple of back stitches to tack it. Try not to go through to the other side. And then you trim the thread close. And that is the blind hem. And that does not show up on the outside or on the inside. Okay, so we had the blind stitch that we've done. Okay, and we've done the catch stitch, which looks kind of cool. And then we have, now let's do this slip stitch. And that's it for the hemming. So if you need more information, you can call the library and check with one of the librarians. And get some titles and what you need, or if you like to look on the catalog yourself, you can find it. Also, we have a digital library item called Creative Bug, and it has a lot of information in it about how to do different kinds of crafts. And so I hope you'll check out our digital library, and thank you for watching my video.